Good morning, everyone. The part 6 of the lesson chemical bonding and the molecular structure is hybridization. In order to explain the characteristic geometrical shapes of polyatomic molecule, the example of the polyatomic molecule is, first one is the CH4. It is a polyatomic molecule. NH3. It is also a polyatomic molecule. Pauling introduced, the scientist was Pauling. Pauling introduced the concept of the hybridization. So according to him, the atomic orbital combine to form new set of equivalent orbital. When the atomic orbital combine, they form a new set of equivalent orbital, and these orbital are known as the hybrid orbitals. These are called hybrid orbitals. So unlike pure orbitals, the hybrid orbitals are used in bond formation. These are used for the formation of the bond, and the phenomena is known as hybridization. The phenomena is known as hybridization, which can be defined as the process of intermixing of the orbital of slightly different energy so as to redistribute their energy, resulting in the formation of new set of orbital of equivalent energies and the shape. It means that when some atomic orbital combine, they form the new set of orbital, and these orbital have equivalent energy, their shape is same, and these orbital are known as the hybrid orbital, and the phenomena by which these orbital new set of orbitals are formed is known as hybridization. Now let us take an example. When 1 2s and 3 2p orbital of carbon hybridize, when 1 2s and 3 2p and 3 2p orbitals of carbon hybridized. They hybridize means they combine with each other, and they undergo the process of the hybridization. It means they hybridize. So there is a formation of 4 new sp3. There is a formation of 4 new sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now how they form the 4 new sp3 hybrid orbital? Because when 3 combine with 1, that is 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, and s is 1, so s only 1. I have taken only one s here because s 2s orbital is only 1 and p orbitals are 3, so I have taken one s and p3 orbitals, and this is known as sp3 hybrid orbital. Now let us discuss the features. If we discuss the features of the hybridization, so the main features of the hybridization are, the first one is the number of hybrid orbital. The number of hybrid orbital is equal to the number of atomic orbital that gets hybridized. And this one is the example. Here we said that 4 hybrid orbitals are formed. How 4 hybrid orbitals are formed? Because their number is same as the number of those orbital which are undergo the process of hybridization, that is 3 plus 1 is 4, and here we get the 4 hybrid orbitals. So this is the one important feature of the hybridization. Now the second feature is the hybridized orbital are always equivalent in energy and always equivalent in shape, which we have already discussed under the heading hybridization. Means when the various atomic orbital combine together, they form the new set of hybrid orbital which have the equivalent energy as well as their shape will be same. Now the third one is the hybrid orbitals. The hybrid orbitals are more effective in forming stable bond in comparison to the pure atomic orbitals. If we have this, for example, this is the hybrid orbital, so its capacity or its efficiency is high of forming bond in comparison to the 2s and 2p when they are present as an individual entity. So this one is more powerful to form the bond in comparison to the 2s as well as in comparison to the 2p. Now the last feature is the hybrid orbitals are directed in space. The hybrid orbitals are directed in space in some preferred direction to have the minimum repulsion between the electron pair and thus a stable arrangement. Therefore, the type of hybridization indicates the geometry of the molecule. The type of hybridization indicates the geometry of the molecule. So, these are the features of the hybridization. Now, the next topic is conditions. That is the conditions. Now, these are the conditions for the hybridization. So there are some important conditions for the process of hybridization. So the first one is the orbital present in the valency shell of the atom are hybridized. The orbitals, this is the valency shell, and the orbitals which are present in the valency shell, they undergo the process of hybridization. This is the first important condition. Now the second condition is the orbitals undergoing hybridization should have almost equal energy. It means when 2s combine with 2p, when they both undergo hybridization, so it is necessary that they both have their energy should be same. The energy of the 2s must be equals to the energy of the 2p. This is the second condition. Now the third one is promotion of electron is not essential condition prior to the hybridization. And the fourth one is it is not necessary that only half-filled orbital participate in hybridization. For example, half-filled means 3d5. This is the half-filled. 2p3, this is the half-filled, because that is the s. First of all, we are talking about the s. If we are talking about the s orbital, so the maximum number of electron in the s orbital is 2. If s orbital has 2 electron, for example 2s2, it means it is full filled, and if it has 2s1, it means it is half filled. Same as that, if we are talking about the p orbital, the maximum of number of electrons should be 6. It means 2p3, this is the half filled. 2p6, this is the full filled. Same as that, d. The maximum number of electron in the d is 10. If we are talking that 3d5, it is the half filled. And if we said 3d10, this one is the full filled. Same as that, f, because we have the 4 orbital. First one is s, p, d and f. We have only these 4 orbital. So the maximum number of electron in the f orbital is 14. So if 4f7, this is the half filled, and if 4f14, this one is the full filled. So the next condition is it is not necessary that only half filled, these are the half filled. It is not necessary that only half filled orbital participate in the hybridization. In some cases, even filled orbital of valency shell take part in the process of hybridization. So these are the important condition for the process of hybridization. Now the next topic is types of hybridization. Types of hybridization. Now there are various type of hybridization involving s, p and d orbitals. Here I am not talking about the f orbital. We are not considering the f orbital. So there are various type of hybridization involving s, p and d orbital. So let us discuss these type of hybridization one by one. So the first type of hybridization is s-p hybridization. First type of hybridization is s-p hybridization. Now, in this type of hybridization, it involves the mixing of s. How many s? Only one s, because I'm here. This one is s. S is single and p is also single. So, in this type of hybridization, it involves the mixing of one s and one p. One s and one p orbital, resulting in the formation of two sp hybrid orbitals, resulting in the formation of two sp hybrid orbital, and these two sp hybrid orbital are equivalent. How we get the 2 sp? Because 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and s we have taken from here and p we have taken from here. So when one s orbital combine with, or when one x orbital intermix with the one p orbital, we get 2. 2 means 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 2 sp hybrid orbitals, and these orbitals are equivalent. So the suitable orbitals for sp hybridization are that is s and pz. For sp hybridization, the suitable orbital are s and pz. If the hybrid orbital are lie along the z-axis, if the hybrid orbital are lie along the z-axis. So if that is each sp hybrid orbital, if we are talking about this sp hybrid orbital, so it contain the 50% character of s and the 50% character of p. As each sp hybrid orbital contain the 50% character of s and the 50% character of p. So such a molecule in which the central atom is sp hybridized, such a molecule in which the central atom is sp hybridized and possess linked directly to the two other central atom possess linear geometry, and this type of hybridization is also known as diagonal hybridization. Such type of hybridization is also known as diagonal hybridization. Now here I am talking about the pz orbital. Why we have taken the pz? Because for if we are talking about the s orbital, the shape of the s orbital is this one only. This is the shape of the s orbital. This is the z-axis. This one is the x-axis and this one is the y-axis. But if we are talking about the p orbital, so we are talking about the p orbital. So p orbital has three suborbital. One is the px, second one is the py, and third one is the pz. That is the px, py, pz. So for the sp hybridization, The most suitable is this one, that is the PZ. So first of all, draw the axis. This one is the x-axis, this is the z-axis, and this one is the y-axis. So for the p orbital, three structures are possible. The first one is this one. This is the shape of p orbital. The shape of s orbital is this one, and the shape of p orbital is this one. The two lobes are here. The two lobes are present in the p orbital. So the p orbital has the three shapes on the basis of the axis. This one is the pz, this one is the py, and this one is the px. So for this type of hybridization, the pz, this one, which lie in a same place as the O, so this one is the most suitable. Now let us discuss one example of the sp hybridization. So the example is, let us discuss the shape. This is the example, shape of BeF2. The shape of BeF2 molecule. So BeF2, BeCl2, BeH2, they all are the example of the sp hybridization. So the electronic configuration of the beryllium, the atomic number of the beryllium is 4. So the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2. 1s2 and 2s2 is the electronic configuration of the beryllium. So first of all, look at here, that is for the s orbital we have only one block. This is for to represent the s orbital. This s means it is for the 1s, it is for the 2s, it is for the 3s, it is for the 4s. We have a single block to represent the s orbital. If we are talking about the p orbital, this is the s orbital. So if we are talking about the p orbital, so for p orbital we have three blocks. We have three blocks because we know that the p orbital, we can draw the p orbital in the three different axes. So px, py, and pz. This is for the p orbital. If we are talking about the d orbital, because here we are only talking about the s, p and d orbital, so the d orbital have 5 suborbitals. That is the 5 suborbital. This is dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. These are the suborbital of the d orbitals. So in the s orbital, I have already told you the maximum number of electrons are 2. So one is the clockwise and another one is the anti-clockwise. So if we are talking about the p, so the maximum number of electron in the p orbital are 6. It means if we are talking about this block, one clockwise, another anti-clockwise. This is the rule. And if we are talking about the d orbital, so the maximum number of electron are 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it is clear from this diagram why we say the maximum number of electron in the s are 2. These are the electrons 2. In p, that is 6 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But keep in mind, if we are talking about the orbitals, so any orbital has a capacity to control or to carry only 2 electrons, and these electrons should be, one is the clockwise direction and another one is in the anti-clock. So this is the clockwise direction and this one is the anti-clockwise direction. So these are the maximum number of electrons. Now let us again come to the example. This example, let us discuss the example of the sp hybridization. So the example is the shape. Let us discuss the shape of the BeF2 molecule. So the atomic number of the beryllium is 4. So 4, if we do the electronic configuration, that is 1s2, 2s2. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So the maximum number of electrons are 2. And this configuration is because of the Aubert principle. This configuration is because of the Aubert principle. Now, if we draw the beryllium in ground state, beryllium in ground state, if we are talking about the beryllium in ground state, so it has, we are if we are doing such type of a configuration, so leave this one 1s because it is the innermost shell, so leave this one innermost configuration. We have started with the 2s, so this is the 2s. How many electron are present in 2s? That is 2. So one is the clockwise and another one is the anti-clockwise. And if we are talking about the p, that is the 2p. We know that in 2p orbital there are 3 suborbital, but here no 2p, we don't have any 2p, so this one is empty. But if we are talking about beryllium in excited state, beryllium in excited state means if we provide any temperature, any heat, or we apply any pressure on the beryllium, then the beryllium goes to the excited state. Here the beryllium is present in the ground state, so if the beryllium goes to the excited state, so the two orbital, that is the first of all, the electron from the s, the one electron from s jumps to the 2p orbital when the beryllium in excited state, so the one electron from here jumps to here. Now here we have the 2 electron in 2s, now we have the 1 electron in 2s and 1 electron in 2p. So how many orbitals are involved? S, how much s? S, 1s, no need to write the 1. And how much p? 1p. And this hybridization is known as the sp hybridization. This is the sp hybridization. Now these two orbital, that is the 2s and another one is the 2p, they get hybridized to form 2sp hybrid orbital. It formed 2sp hybrid orbital, and these 2sp hybrid orbital are oriented in a linear arrangement. They are oriented in a linear arrangement. What is the linear arrangement? This is the linear arrangement. So they oriented in the linear arrangement, and each of these overlap with the 2p orbital. Each of these overlap with the 2p orbitals of the which one? Fluorine to form BEF. To form BEF bonds. Thus, BEF2 is a linear. The structure of BEF2 is a linear, and when we are already discussed that for the linear the angle is 180 degree. For the linear geometry the angle is 180 degree. So we can draw it like this. If we are first of the draw for the beryllium, this is the beryllium, and now this is the 2p orbital of F, because we have 2F, and this one is the, because we have F now, we have 2F, and this is again the 2p orbital of F. 2p orbital of F, and here this one is also 2p orbital of F, and this is the sp hybrid orbital of beryllium. This one is the sp hybrid orbital of beryllium. Now we have one sp hybrid orbital, and this one is another sp hybrid orbital. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And if we are talking about the geometry, we can write it as a beryllium. This one is the fluorine. Here this one is the fluorine, and this angle is of 180 degree. This angle is of 180 degree, and this is the example of the sp hybridization. Now the second one is sp2 hybridization. sp2 hybridization. Now it is clear from the name, look at here, and it is clear from the name that how much s, only one s, when one s and how much p, this is 2p, when one s and 2p orbital hybridized to form 2 plus 1 is equal to 3 equivalent sp2 hybrid orbital. 1s plus 2p gives 3 sp2 hybrid equivalent hybrid orbital, and in sp2 hybrid orbital has one that is a 1/3 s character, 1/3 s character, and 2/3 p character, because it is present in axis, p is present in axis, so it has the 1/3 character of s and the 2/3 character of p, and these three sp2 hybrid orbitals remain in the same plane, making the angle of 120 degree with one another, and this arrangement is known as the trigonal planar. This arrangement is called the trigonal planar, and how we form the trigonal planar shape we have already studied in the under the heading VSEPR theory. We have already discussed the shapes, so we know very well how we draw the trigonal planar arrangement, and therefore the molecule involving sp2 hybridization of the central atom will adopt the trigonal planar geometry. Trigonal planar geometry. Now the trigonal planar geometry represent, what is the meaning of geometry? Geometry means the shape. Geometry means the shape. So we can say that this is the s orbital, these are the axis of the s orbital, this is z, this is y, and this one is the s. So this is the s orbital, one s orbital, and how much p orbital? 2p orbital. It combines with, here I am using the plus sign to get for the combining or for the intermixing. So 1p is this one, this is in the z axis, and how much p is left? 1p is left. 1p I have drawn here. Now the second is this one, and this one is the z axis, and this one is the y axis. So 1s, this is the 2s, and these two are the p orbital. This is the 2p orbital, this is the pz, and this one is the px. This is x, this is not y is this one. So pz and px, when they intermix together, when they combine together, we get the type of hybridization. So we can represent it as a, first of all, draw the axis. These are the three axes. This one is the z axis, this one is the y axis, and this one is the x axis. So first of all, draw the s. This is the shape of the s. Then draw the z. So we can draw it in the this one. This is the z. And then draw the x axis. This is the shape of the sp2 hybrid orbital, or in short we can draw it as a, it is drawn. If we are talking about the shape trigonal planar, so this is the shape of the trigonal planar. This is the shape of the trigonal planar, and this is sp2 hybrid orbital. This is sp2 hybrid orbital, and this angle is of 120 degree. This angle is of 120 degree. Now the example of sp2 hybridization is shape of BCl3 molecule. Shape of BCl3 molecule, that is the boron trichloride. So in BCl3 the central atom is the boron. Boron is the central atom and the atomic number of the boron is 5. So that is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p. 1 is the electronic configuration. So to account the trivalency of boron, so one of the 2s electron is promoted to the p orbital. One of the 2s electron is promoted to the p orbital, and therefore the excited state of the boron has the 3 unpaired electron. How? Let's see. This is the boron, this is the 2s, this is the 2s of the boron, that is the boron, and this one is in the ground state and the boron excited. This one is in the excited state. They both are the 2s. So according to this configuration, the 2s orbital has 2 electron. It means one here and one here. And if we are talking about the p orbital, we know that the p orbital has the 3 suborbital. So in the ground state, it has the 1 electron in the p orbital, but when the boron in the excited state, the 1 electron from the s orbital jumps to the p orbital. 1 electron from the s orbital jumps to the vacant p orbital. So now we have 1, 1 and 1. This is 1, 1. Now we have the 3 unpaired electron. One is this one is this one, and one is this one. Now, how much s is involved? The s is 1. So no need to write 1 with the s. And how much p is involved? 1p, 2p. That is p2. And such type of hybridization is known as sp2 hybridization. So these three orbital means 1s and 2p orbital. 1s and 2p orbital hybridize to form 3sp2 hybrid orbital. Why 3? Because 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 3sp2 hybrid orbital, and these 3 hybrid orbital are oriented in a trigonal planar arrangement. These are oriented in a trigonal planar arrangement. This is the trigonal planar arrangement. Here the angle is of 120 degree, and if we draw the geometry, so this one is BE, this is the according to the VSEPR theory, this one, and this angle is of 120 degree. This is the CL, this one is CL, this is because we have 3 CL. According to the formula, we have 3 CL. So we get trigonal planar geometry in case of the sp2 hybridization. Now the next one is the sp3 hybridization. Again, it is clear from the name that 1s and 3p orbitals hybridized to form 1s and 3 plus 1 is equal to 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals of the equivalent energy and the shape, and there is a 25% character of S and 75% character of P in the sp3 hybrid orbital. The 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals so formed are directed towards the 4 corner of the tetrahedron. And the angle between the sp3 hybrid orbital is 109.5 degree. This is the angle, and as we have already discussed, show a tetrahedron structure. Show the here the geometry is the tetrahedral. It represents the tetrahedral geometry, and what that is A, this one, and this one. This one is the this is the tetrahedral This is a type of a tetrahedral geometry, and we have discussed that CH4, NH4, these all are the example of the tetrahedral geometry, or these are the example of the sp3 hybridization. So it is clear that 1s, if we draw, if you want to draw, then 1s and how much p? 3p. It means here we require all the p with their axis, that is first x, y and z. So the first p is this one, that is the z axis, and the second p is this one, that is the x axis, and the third p is this one, that is the p axis. Now if they intermix together, we get, first of all, draw this one, make a center, this one, and this one. We get such type of intermixing. And if we are talking, this is the process of hybridization. This represents the process of hybridization. And if you want to represent the hybrid orbital, so it is clear that it is that is the tetrahedron. So this is the tetrahedron, and the angle is of 109.5 degree.